Happy New Year, awards watchers. The Golden Globes are coming up, and we just discussed in a separate video the who's going to win on the film side, but who's going to win for television now. We're going to discuss that. I'm Daniel Montgomery, here with my fellow Gold Derby editors Tom O'Neill, Joyce Eng, and Susan Wloszczyna. So let's start with that best drama race. The Crown versus The Morning Show, or are there other contenders? Tom, what do you think about that?
Yes, well, you left out, you buried the lead here, Daniel. It could be Succession. Right now, most Gold Derby editors and experts have Succession winning, but The Crown is very Globes friendly. That's just kind of like made for Golden Globes. But we all kind of think that Jennifer Aniston is most likely to win for drama actress. And that means The Morning Show could win here is drama series. This is where we're starting, as drama TV series here. Because they'd like to pair up an acting award with the series winner. That's always a good place to start when you're trying to make your Globe predictions. But that said, you could see Brian Cox winning for drama actor and Succession winning series. You could see Jennifer Aniston winning actress for drama, and then Morning Show prevailing. The Crown has Olivia Colman as Elizabeth, but I don't think it's a very emotionally showy role. I think it's going to be hard for Olivia Colman to get around Jennifer Aniston. So if you're working backwards, you almost have to say this is either The Morning Show versus Succession. I guess you could make your Crown argument. But my prediction is, and I'll stop babbling, Succession wins here, and Brian Cox wins the actor. That's where you get the pairing, and we've still got Jennifer Aniston winning on the drama TV side. Who else has alternate points of view? And how dare you if you do?
I have the same as you right now. I am a Succession stan, so I want it to win. And I'm very upset that Jeremy Strong is not nominated. But yeah, I have Brian winning and the show winning. I think even though it's not, typically you have first-year shows winning this, although we've had, in recent years, we had Breaking Bad and The Americans winning last year for their final seasons, but that felt more like playing catch-up with the Globes. But anyway, I think, last year Succession was nominated for Kieran Culkin, who's nominated again this year. So it was already on their radar, and the buzz was just so strong for season 2. So I feel like it could carry it to a win. And yeah, we could still have them awarding Morning Show with Jennifer and get that Brad and Jen photo op backstage, obviously. But Morning Show is the only one of the nominees who is that is a first year show. So I think that gives it the edge. I have it in second. I don't know if I can just put aside my personal feelings for Succession to predict it. So I might just even if Succession loses, I might just bite the bullet because I wanted to win. With The Crown, I know people are predicting it, but I feel like
it was so boring this season.
Well, not bad, but I feel like the Globes would just feel like they've taken care of it because they gave it series and actress for Claire Foy for the first season, and obviously this is a unique situation because they have a new cast, so it's sort of new. But only one other show has done what The Crown is trying to do, and that is to win a second drama Globe after losing. All the other multiple winners, they won consecutively, except for The X-Files, which won, they won 3 for 3 and then lost on their 4th, but they weren't nominated for the second time for the 3rd season because it wasn't nominated for first season. So it never lost before it lost for its final nomination, but The Crown has already lost here. So no one has done that before. So for a 3rd year, the Globes, they love new things. So 3 is old for them.
Well,
AARP.
Well, if it makes you feel better, Joyce, we've historically had conversations about Succession where Joyce keeps trying to get me on the bandwagon, and I'm not quite on the bandwagon. But I am still predicting it to win Best Drama Series. So that's not a hope diction for me. So maybe that carries more weight, Joyce, with you. And I also think Brian Cox will win. I'm really torn about actress, though. I think Olivia Colman, they love her. She's won twice before for The Favorite, which she won the Oscar for ultimately, and before that for The Night Manager, which was a surprise. So they clearly love Olivia Colman. They love this role. They awarded Claire Foy for it, although maybe if they feel like they've been there, done that, that would be a reason not to give it to her. I really think Olivia Colman is right there in it, though. Those 4 nominations for The Crown shows that even though it's quote unquote old by Globe standards, it's an elderly series at age 3. You know, it's clearly something they like. So I think Olivia Colman is a big threat for Best Actress. But I am predicting Jennifer Aniston because the morning show has that new car smell.
And she deserves it. My God, it's what a performance.
Well, these are awards, Tom. You know that doesn't matter.
Okay,
Oh,
I'm giving everyone an award here. I'm picking The Crown to win drama series. I'm picking Brian Cox to win for Succession, and Jennifer Aniston to win. So everybody gets a little trophy.
See, I have The Crown winning its award in supporting. I have Helena Bonham Carter beating Meryl Streep. So
I do too.
Okay.
I keep going back and forth on that one. Yeah,
Meryl Streep. That was one of the weirdest performances she ever gave. The scream alone.
But that said, let's explain to people listening to this what we're talking about here. This race is very interesting because Meryl Streep really is the scene stealer and the show stealer of this season of Big Little Lies, and it's a diabolically evil role, depending on your point of view, if evil or not. But she really is a dynamic character here and very compelling. But the reason that people love The Crown this season is Helena Bonham Carter, of course, steals the whole show as Princess Margaret, who, of course, stole the limelight in real life back in those years. So it's this showy, hilarious, over-the-top role by an international star. Helena lives, I believe, in London. And it's everything that they love. So I agree with the Helena Bonham Carter thing, that she will win, but it's very risky anytime you vote against Meryl Streep.
Meryl has 8 Globes, and Helena has 8 nominations and no wins so far.
Wow.
So, yeah, I don't know. I feel like, this season of Big Little Lies wasn't as big or well received as the first one. I still enjoyed it, and then there was that whole drama with Andrea Arnold and Jean-Marc Vallée. So I don't feel like this season is as undeniable as it was for its first season, which it was obviously in the limited category and it won 4. So yeah, I think if they do The Crown, I think they'll give it to Helena there because I have Jennifer winning in lead.
It's really tough, that supporting actress race. We know the Globes love new things. And in both cases, you have a new cast member on a show that the Globes have sort of been there, done that with before. So Big Little Lies won big a couple of years ago. The Crown won big a couple of years ago. Now these new actors are coming in. Meryl Streep is beloved. I wouldn't be surprised if she's singularly the reason Big Little Lies is even nominated for Best Drama Series, which I think is big. But they love The Crown too, not just Olivia and Helena Bonham Carter, but they brought in Tobias Menzies for Best Actor. So there's a lot of support there too. I think it's one of them, but I earlier today, I literally switched to Helena Bonham Carter and then switched back, and I'm probably going to do that back and forth until I land one way or the other. It'll be like Schrodinger's prediction until the Golden Globe nominations are announced, or the Golden Globe predictions event closes and the winners are announced. So yeah, I think I might end up landing back on Helena just because, the new season of The Crown is more recent. She's never won before. That reminds me a little bit about Jacqueline Bisset when she won a few years ago for Jennifer. She hadn't won before, and it was a chance.
Oh, you're really reaching for comparisons now.
It's this is a weird one. I mean, for Meryl Streep, I could compare her to just the last time Meryl Streep won a Golden Globe 10 minutes ago. But so it could really go either way. It's a toss-up, but I think right now you guys have convinced me that to switch back to Helena.
Yeah. Well, this is this is like the best lineup of any of the categories. All these women are amazing and have been, honored multiple times by organizations. So it's just nice to look at the names.
Well, switching over to the comedy categories, this pertains to what we've all been referring to here, which is that the Globes like new stuff, and to them, Fleabag is new. It recently swept the Globes. This may be a case of where the Emmys, where the Globes want to play catch up, or do they? Marvelous Mrs. Maisel. This third season was actually even better than the first and second season. My God, was it wonderful! Fleabag, of course, got all the cool cachet and critical cred and everything else going for it. But I do think that Maisel is still in the running here. I don't think Barry is, or The Politician, or the Kaminsky method. And just running through the categories, because we seem to just seed everything to Fleabag. Rachel Brosnahan will win, of course. I mean, not Rachel. What am I saying? Phoebe Waller-Bridge, of course, will win Comedy Actress. And your favorite, Susan, I guess your hot priest, is probably infallible. Infallible, as the continuing priestly metaphor for supporting it.
Wouldn't it be interesting to have, we could have 3 Globe winners, unless I'm missing someone, in the Catholic Church, if you have both popes win and then hot priest.
Oh, God, that's true. But no, please, no popes winning. That's the movie I love to hate the most this year.
No, I think Fleabag is just going to go 3 for 3. And the last show to do that was 30 Rock 11 years ago. I think, like at the Emmys, it didn't get any nominations for its first season at the Globe. So, and everyone loves the second season. And I think this is a case where they're not going to deviate from the norm. And I think they love it too. And they love Phoebe. And they're going to give it to them just like the Emmys did. And they're going to play hero and give it to Andrew Scott because the Emmys snubbed him. So they're going to be the first show to get Andrew Scott, hot priest, on stage.
Yeah.
And he's in 1970. So.
Yeah, that's true. And of course, he's very, very big as a British TV star. Let's go jump over to the really curious category here, which is limited series. Chernobyl, of course, was the standout at the Emmys, but Unbelievable is more recent. It's Netflix. It's star names. And that could pull off a surprise here, right?
That's what I have.
Do you have Unbelievable winning?
Yes.
Oh, wow. All right, give us your thoughts.
Because I enjoyed, it's not an enjoyable experience, but it was so well done. And having women in the forefront with an issue like rape, but without it being, totally uncomfortable to watch, because the performances were so good. I have Meryl Weaver winning for limited series actress too, because I think she's just so great in this role. I love Michelle Williams and Fosse Verdon, but she's gotten awards already for this, and I think I'm taking a shot at Meryl Weaver winning.
Well, she continually pulled up upsets at the Emmys.
But she's never won a Globe. I can see Unbelievable winning limited. I still have Chernobyl winning. I think that's the safe choice. And I loved both of them. I don't know. I feel like Chernobyl might be more up their alley in a way. And Unbelievable did get 4 nominations. I don't have it winning anything right now, which I don't really like, just because I would love it to win something, but I don't know what to negotiate with, because Katelyn Deaver's nominated an actress too, so I could see her and Merritt canceling each other out, because I have Michelle winning that. So yeah, I think I have Chernobyl winnings limited, and Jared Harris winning actor, and he'll finally win something for this.
Yeah, I have Chernobyl winning also. It feels like like every once in a while, like something is such a big player at the Emmys that it just steamrolls everything that comes after. People versus O.J. Simpson, assassination of Gianni Versace, they just kept winning everything. And I feel like, I mean, Chernobyl won 10 Emmys. It was huge. And part of me thinks this is going to be like Chernobyl versus When They See Us at the Emmys, where, you know, it's the thing that they love, that like this really kind of suspenseful thriller, historical thriller, up against the issue limited series, which is reductive, and I loved Unbelievable and I loved When They See Us, but you know, they might see it more as homework. But I also am not predicting Unbelievable to win anything at the moment, but I actually think the likelier upset for it, if they want to give an award somewhere, is actually Katelyn Deaver, because her storyline, first of all, she's the lead actress, dominates that first episode. Meryl Streep and Toni Collette don't come in that first episode at all. Her storyline really launches the show. She's had a huge year with this and Booksmart, which they nominated Beanie Feldstein for on the film side, and they could have nominated Katelyn twice. I think, knowing they had Unbelievable, they probably figured they could go with Beanie Feldstein there and go with Katelyn Deaver here. And there is a possibility of a vote split, but we've already talked about Jennifer Aniston overcoming that for Best Actress in a Drama, and I feel like Katelyn Deaver could do that here. Like she's sort of the face of Unbelievable in the sense of how that story really revolves.
I mean, I think the difference between those two pairs is that I think, you know, like Reese is great, but I think like from the beginning, it was always like Jennifer's show in a way. Like, you know, she's gotten like the better reviews from the start, and it kind of takes like a second to click in with like Reese's character on that show, and this is like her comeback. You know, we've already seen Reese on TV, Big Little Lies. So, and I think, with like Unbelievable, like Katelyn is the lead. You know, she's the victim in the story, and she has that whole first episode, like you said. But like people love Meryl Streep. Like I think she, like her reviews and like the praise for her like matches, if not exceeds, like Katelyn's as well. So I feel like it's a tougher choice between the two of them than it is between Reese and Jen.
But the one thing I think we're all underestimating, the one contender here, is Russell Crowe for actor. He plays, of course, Roger Ailes in The Loudest Voice on Showtime. And look, this is movie star. This is Oscar-winning and Golden Globe-winning movie star here. I know Russell Crowe's not that likable as a personality, but this is the Globes here, and they really have been extremely respectful to him through the years. And this is the role is big. It's loud. It's newsworthy, and it's this super movie star slumming it in TV. And he looks just like Roger Ailes, of course. So I think that's a factor. I have Jared Harris winning now, but I'm tempted to push Russell Crowe up there by Sunday. Should I do that, anybody? Does anyone want to talk me into that or no?
I can actually see like any of them winning. Like I could see Sacha Baron Cohen.
Yeah, Sacha Baron Cohen could win. Yeah.
I could see like Christopher Abbott. Like, you know.
No.
I mean, listen, it's weird, but they clearly like Catch-22.
Yeah, they do.
Yeah, I couldn't see Russell Crowe winning just because I think Jared Harris's biggest problem at the Globes is the same problem he had at the Emmys. Even though the Emmys loved Chernobyl, Jared Harris's role is not showy. It's very subtle. It's understated. He's playing this.
I'm switching to Russell Crowe.
The fact that they nominated Russell Crowe, they nominated Loudest Voice for Best Movie or Limited Series, could be a sign that they might want to go that way for actor. But I'm playing it safe with Jared Harris for now.
Well, you can have Jared. I'm taking Russell.
I prefer John Lithgow in Bombshell over what Russell Crowe did. I found him to be unwatchable and obnoxious in a way that reflects some of his past behavior as an actor. So
Russell Crowe as
Crowe. Yeah. And here's one of my guides. On my Facebook page, I only have publicists and journalists, right? And maybe some family members, but no one talked about this show.
Oh, yeah. It just kind of aired and happened.
Right. And no opinion whatsoever. Usually they either want to say they hate it or love it but nothing. It was like total, like it didn't exist. And I tried to watch the first episode and I did not enjoy it at all. It was much better in a way, not that I love Bombshell, but that it focused on the women there and not on him.
Yeah.
And it was the wrong angle, I think. And they can't do Bombshell, but, it just didn't play right in my head that he was the main attraction.
Yeah. It's curious that Sacha Baron Cohen is a strong contender here, as Joyce says, and he is. I had been warned ahead of time by people close to the Globes that Sacha would be nominated, and sure enough, he is in there. That is evidence of how strong he is as a contender, I was told. But we know how the Globe voters love to work backwards on their ballot from the notion that everybody gets this token prize before they go home, and so that it's like they have to give every network something. They're going to want to give Showtime something, and so that either means Sacha here or Russell Crowe. And I don't think it matters to them. The Loudest Voice was critically well received. I don't think.
They don't pay attention to that.
Yeah, I agree.
They like what they like.
Yeah, and that's why I like them, because I agree with a lot of their choices. Are we forgetting anything here?
Comedy actor.
Yeah. Is that Bill Hader by default?
I have Ben Platt.
Oh, you do? Yeah, way to go. I'd love to see Ben
No, I just think this category, I don't think they actually like Barry, but they just kind of feel compelled to nominate it. It's kind of like a Veep situation, and they never awarded Veep. And Barry, it's sort of like Breaking Bad too, but Breaking Bad kind of, broke through later on in its run, and then they did award it. So I feel like they just kind of nominate it and Bill and Henry Winkler, but I don't know.
I agree with that.
If it can win, and I don't.
Who then? Ben Platt's an interesting choice here, but I will tell you off the record that, and I won't say who from that camp, the awards camp for Ryan Murphy, they don't have a lot of faith in either Ben or the politician winning. And this, I shouldn't even be tattling out of school. That was a discussion I had with somebody very close to the center of that award body.
I mean, I have Ben mostly because the politician's also up for series, and then just going by whose show is also up for series.
Win.
Yeah, and I don't know. I don't think they'll go for Michael Douglas again. Just because.
No, but I think Rudd is in the running, and I think Rami is the one we are all underestimating. Mm-hmm. We had been told by the consultants and many of the voters that he would get nominated, and a lot of us were I put him in my predictions based on what I've been hearing from within our HFPA camp, and sure enough, he got in. And now I think we have to be mindful of how well this looks, Rami, at the podium in terms of diversity, internationalism, and all these other, and the fact that except for Bill Hader, there's not a strong alternative here.
Yeah, I would feel so much better if Rami were nominated for series as well. Yeah. Maybe I'll just predict him, or Paul Rudd even. I have them in the top 3, but the last sole nominee to win this category was Don Cheadle for Housewives.
Yeah.
So they don't need their series to win, but usually their series is nominated. So I don't know. So that's the only reason I have Ben Platt. I might change him. I don't know.
Yeah, I'm going with Bill Hader. I think I sort of agree with the idea that just because it's nominated doesn't necessarily mean they're that into it. But I feel like if they weren't that into it, they could have nominated for series and for Bill Hader just out of almost by default, But putting in Winkler, that supporting category is so stacked. There's I really feel like there's no reason to nominate Winkler if you're already nominating Hader and Barry if you don't actually like the show.
That's true. I mean, the thing is,
especially with how many supporting actors they had to choose from on that show, although maybe the fact that they didn't choose one of the other supporting actors may be evidence that they're not paying as close attention, because a lot of people thought that Stephen Root and Anthony Carrigan had a better second season than Winkler did. But yeah, that plus the fact that the people who they might have really gone for didn't get series nominations, Paul Rudd or Rami Youssef. I do think Ben Platt is second, because he is the shiny new toy in that category.
Yeah.
In that it's the new show, it's a Netflix show, it's Ryan Murphy, it's cool, but it didn't make as big an impact as cool, buzzy Ryan Murphy shows usually do. So I think if The Politician premiered like a month later and it was still a little fresher, I'd be more confident in him. I do have Platt second, and I might switch, because I can really see them putting him on the podium.
Least confident in. But the other thing about like Bill is that I don't think they're gonna just copy both comedy winners from the Emmys, because I have Phoebe winning and I don't think she's losing. So, and like, you know, I have Fleabag winning series as well. So I feel like they're just gonna go a different way here. But then like the options and arguments for all of them are just pretty even. So I don't know. What if they just do Michael Douglas again?
Well, you know, I was going to say, I don't know if you watched the second season, but it was much better than the first. So there's that going for it.
I think the Michael Douglas thing, Joyce, has to do with the movie star element too. I think that is such a big deal at all of these awards that
Yeah, and they don't usually repeat winners here. Like the last person to go back to back was Alec Baldwin, like a decade ago. So it's usually like someone from a first year show, although they did do Aziz Ansari for the second season of Master of None a couple of years ago. But yeah, it's usually just like one-offs.
Yeah. So we've covered all the categories here. Daniel, are we any smarter than we were before we started this discussion?
Well, I'm probably going to switch a couple of predictions to things that I'm not confident about, from things that I'm not confident about.
Oh, so God, you're such a pushover. What a wimp. Don't believe what we say. We don't know what the hell we're talking about.
Honestly, like, I've like it's a testament to how on the fence I have been about some of these categories. So like, I think the only one I know for sure that I'm switching is probably going to be from Meryl, Helena Bonham Carter. But even then, I might switch back before, you know.
No, that's a good switch. Don't.
It is.
Now on for lose.
Those are the Golden Globes for TV. We hope that we have educated you some. We hope that we've educated ourselves some. I'm less confident of that. But if you want to prove us wrong, and one of you watching will probably do just that, go to goldderby.com and make your predictions in every single Golden Globe category for film and TV, and find out what happens on Sunday night. We will certainly reconvene after the fact to talk about all the winners. So see you then.